Welcome into the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com. Two podcasts for this Saturday because we've got big days at both Keeneland and Oaklawn, so we're going to take a look at the races at Oaklawn Park in this podcast. Tom Leach, along with Keeneland's director of simulcasting, Jim Goodman. Make sure you keep your Keeneland Select account always funded because you could be out at the races at Keeneland and you should look up on the simulcast and maybe the lines are long, but you have a chance to get down on a horse that's offering an attractive price. So just always be ready through KeenelandSelect.com. Let's go, Jim, to the first of four stakes races at Oaklawn on Saturday. A couple of ungraded ones to lead it off. The Northern Spur for 3-year-olds at a mile. And this is a race where I started to take Unstoppable Colby, and then I went back and I ended up on sixth spot for Asmussen. Thought he ran against a really good allowance field in his last and won, and then I think he's got the inside post as a very nice spot for this horse. So I ended up going sixth spot. Took a long look at Bourbon Eyes, the 2. So sixth spot to win for me, and then I'll use him in exactas with Unstoppable Colby, Bourbon Eyes, and Knock 'em Flat, the 7, 2, and 3. What about you?
I took Bourbon Eyes. I really like Kellen Gorder. I think he gets his horses ready and puts them in the right spots. This horse had aspirations to be a Derby horse after they won an allowance race at Oaklawn. They took him to Southwest, and he didn't really run, but he got a lot of traffic, got beat by Tapiture and Strong Mandate right on Curlin, who all did the Arkansas Derby in a few hours from this race. And so I think that horse fits here well. He didn't run well at Sunland, but that's kind of a quirky track. So I'm going to throw out the last race and think he's got a shot here to win the race. And I'm going to take some of your horses below. I'm going to key him on top in trifectas with the 1 6 spot, the 3 Knock 'em Flat, the 5 Rivers Run Deep, and the 6 Sheltoe's Boy.
Let's go to the 9th race for 3-year-old fillies going 6 furlongs, the Instant Racing. And they got a Baffert shipper in here that'll probably be dangerous. Where did you land?
Well, I guess Baffert shipped this horse off a maiden win just to fill out the van or the airplane, I guess, because he's bringing his other horses. But, I mean, one ran well at Del Mar on the Poly. Will she transfer that form here? Possibly, but I don't think she's a real good bet at 2-1 morning line, so she's going to go off at 8-5 probably for Baffert. So I'm actually going to go with Sweet Mary's Success, who has had 2 wins in a row, one at Churchill, one at Calder. Mike Smith takes that one for Wesley Ward. So I'm going to take Sweet Mary's Success. It's hard for him to call. Hope Frank does that well today. Street Story is a horse that is disappointed, but may get in here at a little bit of a price, 8-1 morning line, and that's for Asmussen. And I would put JoJo Warrior underneath. So I would take Annuity also against Rosario and be very consistent. So I'd take Sweet Mary's Success on top with the 2, 3, 4 with all in the trifecta.
I started to go to Street Story for the price, but I've just seen Baffert win so many of these beer money, as he calls them, type races where there's a big stakes day and he sends in a horse or two on the undercard and gets the money. So I'm going to go JoJo Warrior, the 2, and try to find a little value underneath in exactas. Really working like she'll love the dirt. And then Street Story underneath, also Annuity, the 3, and the 7 Midnight Eclipse. So 2 over 4, 3, and 7 for me. Now, 2 graded stakes races to wrap up the card at Oaklawn on Saturday. The 10th is the Grade 2 Razorback for 4-year-olds and up, a mile and an eighth. And one of your favorite horses will take charge in here.
Yeah, and looks to me that he's drawn an easy field. If he runs back to either of his last 2 races, he's going to win. He loves Oaklawn. He tries every time, and he wasn't going to beat Game On Dude. We were totally wrong in the Santa Anita handicap, but Game On Dude got the lead and just went on with it. But he got a 114 buyer and got beat almost 2 lengths. I think he brings that race back, and he wins for fun here. I would key Will Take Charge in everything here, taking him on top in the trifectas with maybe Golden Lad and Moreno, the horse that's going to get to the lead, maybe Prayer for Relief even at a price. But I would certainly take Will Take Charge, the 2 horse on top here.
I can't beat him either. He just loves Oaklawn Park. 3rd start off a layoff, so that's a good angle too. And so the only thing I'm going to do for this race is just do an exacta box with Revolutionary, thinking maybe his price gets a little inflated off that horrible race last time in the Don. And I think he's just got to be better. He looked really good in his comeback race, the start before. So maybe he drifts up on the board a little bit and runs more like he did in that first outing of the year. And I would box him with Will Take Charge, but I don't think anybody's going to beat Will Take Charge. So 2-1 exacta box for me. 11th race, the Grade 1 Arkansas Derby for 3-year-olds at 1 mile and an eighth. And this is a tough group. Not a real standout for me in here. What about you?
Not a real standout, but if the morning lines are anywhere close, there is no way I would pass up the chance to bet on Right on Curlin at 12-1. He finishes a length behind Opportunity and a half a length behind Tapeter. Tapeter is 9-5 morning line.
Good point.
I don't get that at all. I think Right on Curlin wasn't that tough in the Southwest, obviously, but he had a tough trip. He ran a good Rebel, and if I can get 12-1 on Right on Curlin in this competitive a race, I will take it. I don't think he's going to be 12-1, more like 6 or 7-1, but that's still not a bad price for a class horse. The one that worries me is Baffert Shipper, and Bayern looked unbeatable at Santa Anita. And if he brings that here, everybody else is running for second. You never know about Santa Anita going to Oaklawn, but Baffert ships him in all the time, so he's the other horse for me. So, pick 4, I would use Tapeter, Bayern, and Right on Curlin. I would take Right on Curlin on top just to get some prices, and take those 2 horses plus Strong Mandate underneath, and also Commissioner.
And this, to me, Bayern is the one, I think, for me, he either wins or finishes out of the money. And I ended up going the latter route, and I may certainly regret that, but I ended up taking some horses that I think will be coming from out of it. Looked a long time at Conquest Titan. I talked to Mark Cassey out here at Keeneland yesterday about this horse and some others, and he thought that this horse, that maybe they didn't give him his best chance, took him out of his style a little bit last time, and they're just going to let him drop back and run from the clouds, which have been his best races. And I think he is going to be, I'll be surprised if he's not in the top 3. But I ended up picking Commissioner. I like the 3 mile and 8th races he's had. He had trouble last time. I like that Mike Smith is coming in to take the ride here because he's a great big money rider. And, if he's going to take this mount, I think that's a sign of confidence. Horse had a really good work on April the 6th. So all of those things, plus I think the price will be decent on a Pletcher horse. I'm going to take Commissioner for the win. Use him with Conquest Titan the 7, Strong Mandate the 9, who has to win this, I think, to get in the Derby, and so I think he'll be. They'll have tightened all the screws, and then the 3 Tapetures a must use as well. And I'm gonna not use Bayern and probably live to regret that, but that's how I'm going with the Arkansas Derby. And if you're doing horizontal wagers, I think you have to throw Bayern in and use him as well. Have to include him in there. Great weekend of racing at the Keeneland and at Oaklawn Park, and I certainly wish you a lot of luck. And we'll be back here to talk about the Lexington Stakes next week on the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com.